Hey everyone, this is Ken back with another tutorial on a fully compact storage silo system. Now what's great about this is the fact that it's infinitely vertical and is also could be expandable as well. So as you can see, the expansion part is actually an add-on to the silo system itself, but it doesn't take a lot of space. As you can see, it only takes about 2 blocks of space and is very simple to make. I mean, the main mechanism is in the silo itself, and the expansion part is simple. So let me show you how this works. You put whatever items you want in that chest. It will stream right here, go up these hoppers, these droppers, sorry, shoot right outwards, and it'll go right across the storage system that we made. Back and forth, straight down to the base. And then once that gets backed up, it's going to hit this secondary storage system. It's going to activate the comparator, hit that block, and turn on that light. So let me show you what I mean. We have the system already backed up already with items itself. And you're going to notice once it hits the second storage system, it's going to activate that light. Look at that. Let's go behind. I'm going to show you how this works. See that storage system? That little storage chest? It's getting filled up with items and activating the comparator. You see, that's bringing it right up. It's awesome. So let's begin the materials we're going to use for this build. Use a block of your choice, the stairs, a half slab, a dropper, a chest, a trap chest, a hopper, some redstone dust, redstone torch, a comparator, your choice of labeling, and a redstone lamp. Now let's start with a 3x5 setup. You're gonna dig 1 block down from one side, from the front to the back, and in the back part, dig that out as well. Let's dig that middle block out. Now let's go to the right, dig that block out, and then 2 in the back. Awesome. Let's get our torches ready. We're gonna place that right in front of that block right there, and right behind that block right there. Now let's get our comparator. I'm gonna need that. Place that right there towards that block where the torch is at, and right underneath that put some redstone. Turn that torch off. Then I want you to add a block up. Delete that. Now these droppers that you place, I want you to stream that as high as you want. That's really your choice. Now in the bottom where that first dropper's at, I want you to place some hoppers on it going towards that direction. So dropper facing forward, facing forward, facing forward. Perfect. Alright, so let's start working on the switch, the actual piece that turns on these hoppers, these droppers. Add a block on top of that torch, delete that. You have this kind of stair motion. And underneath there, add a torch. And then I add a torch on each side of that block. I got a block, place 2 on top. We're going to work on that later on, okay? Right now I want to focus on the actual storage system itself, okay? So let's get a trap chest and place it on that first hopper. And then right next to it, add a regular chest. 1, 2. Now this first starts getting a little interesting. Now on the right, add 2 hoppers facing forward and 1 on top. Now at this point, we're going to start creating a left right motion. Add a chest right there. We're to make it a large chest, and a dropper right next to it. A hopper right next to it, and repeat the same thing on the top of that hopper, a large chest, and on the left of it, add a hopper. So you're pretty much adding a hopper on the left and right of each large chest that are on top of each other. You see that? Add a large chest on top, then a hopper, and you repeat the same process until you have a whatever height you want at this point. You can really make this as tall as you want. So let's start working on that activation switch that's gonna really send the items upwards. Okay, that's very important. So let's get some blocks upwards. All right, we're gonna delete one on the left, right. Let's get a torch. Add on each side of the block. 1 there, 1 there. Of course, that's very important. There. And you know what? We're going to stop at this point Okay, I'm going to make it just as high. You can make it higher, of course. But because we're going to make it at this level, let's delete that, that, and that. Now, it's very important, keep in mind, the last dropper has to be parallel with that torch. You see, the last torch. Otherwise, the system's going to act really funny. It's going to start jamming up. So you make sure you add a dropper, a hopper, right in front of that, going towards that last one. Now, the reason I say that, if the system doesn't line up right, make sure to add that dropper, the last one on top, facing towards the hopper itself. You see? That's facing that. But always keep in mind, it has to be facing, the last one has to be facing the torch. It's very important. So, let's get on top of this chest, add a stairs in the middle, and then one on each side. You can curve it in if you want to, just so we can have more of a solid block, but you don't have to do that. Now, at this point, I want you to get your redstone lamps, and we're going to stress that right in the middle, and stress that all the way up until you get parallel to the last chest. And then right beside it, add a block, and then stretch that all around. We're going to cover that. We're going to be making a frame at this point. Fantastic. Once you've done that, get your half slabs and face it parallel towards the chest. See, basically they have to be on the top part of each hopper. See what I mean? So that the chest can be parallel with the comparator. And repeat that on both sides. See? On the top part of each chest, of each hopper with the chest, so that the comparator can be parallel to that. I know I said that like twice. Once you've done that, add a comparator on top of each half slab. Now at this point, the silo is done. If you want to leave it like that, that's fine. But if you want to expand it outwards, I'm going to show you how to. We're going to go 3 blocks twice, just so I can show you the expansion part. Now add a hopper facing that one right there, and then stream that downwards as long as you want. Once you get to the last one, delete that one. I then want you to add a chest right on top of that, and then one on the side of it. And then go right down to the last, once you've done that, go down to the last one and repeat the same process, okay? We're expanding this twice, so I'm going to show you how this works. Now, once again, go back and forth between the chest and the hoppers as high as you want, because you're going to repeat the same thing twice, okay? You see? Perfect. Once you've done that, you should have this kind of layout at this point. Awesome. Now I want you to add a half slab right in front on the top part of each hopper. You see? See how each one is on top of each one? Of each hopper? Fantastic. Once you've done that, place a comparator right on top of it, facing forward. Just like so. Now get your block of choice and stream that right on top until you make a frame. Fantastic. Now let's connect that. We're then going to get our redstone lamps and cover the rest of that section up, because that's going to indicate which chest is filled up. Amazing. Now at this point, we're going to start working on the top part of the whole design. Okay, this actual top part is very important because that's going to stream the items from one end to another. Make sure to add a hopper downwards at the end, the last one at the end, and stream that from that point straight across until you get to the beginning hopper. Perfect. We're going to delete that now, because then we're going to have to expand this upwards just a little bit. Delete that and add a dropper one upwards. And you remember, guys, I was talking about how the torch needs to be parallel. In this case, is one of those situations where the torch itself doesn't line up with the last one. Okay, so you're going to delete that a little bit and face that hopper, okay? And put a hopper right there. And you're good to go, everyone. The design is complete and is fully functional. Remember to leave a comment and subscribe.